Hi, welcome to my video. Today we will be talking about love and the path to love because I do believe that love is like a journey, sort of, not only for you, but for everything that you want. So if you want to dive into that, let's do it. So I believe that love is subjective. So everyone has their own way of viewing love, right? And some people don't even believe in love at all. Um, and I understand, especially nowadays, with the way we think and the way we do stuff, love is harder to understand, especially like I especially hear that love is not real from men, which I think it's because they don't really know what love is. And well, we can't understand love if we don't know what it is, right? And the reason why I say that, it's not all men, of course, and it's also some women too who don't believe in love. And I believe the reason is um basically, wow, you could see me back there. Is they were either not taught what love is, or they view love as lust. So if you view love as lust, it's more of like you love the body, right? You love a body or just like a face. You could love status, power, and things like that. And that I do not believe is love. And the reason is you can fall out of love when they either gain weight, lose power, um, start to age, and that is not a real kind of love. That is more of a lust because you're not in love with their mind or their soul, sort of say. Um, so I believe for real love, you could never fall out of love. It's a love that always stays. So you know how when we're kids and we basically we draw like a little heart with like two initials, and at the bottom we put forever, right? And as kids we don't really know what love is. Like we kind of have understand it, and yes, we could know what love is, like if we have unconditional love either from our parents or somebody or ourselves. But as kids we kind of know that love is like an attraction between two people, right? And we want to be with that person for a long, long time. So we write something and something forever, right? And the reason is that love basically chases infinity. It chases to be infinite, it wants to be forever. And the reason why, it's because it was always forever. So when you really fall in love with somebody, it's it's more of like a familiar kind of love. So even if you don't ever know who that person, like let's say you hear the love of your life per se, or you see them and you kind of like recognize them deep inside your heart, like you never seen them before, but you kind of recognize them, right? That's because I believe that you you come into this world knowing who that love is. And in the symposium, there's a little part where it says that before, like now, we used to be two people mixed, like, how do you say it? Like together as one, right? So we were like supposedly like these spheres just rolling around with four legs and four arms, and we had like our little soulmate. And I guess supposedly we were like, so I don't know if we were arrogant or just bored, maybe. I don't understand that part exactly, but we basically rolled up the mountain of the gods, wherever they are, and we tried to destroy them. or kill them to be like gods ourselves, kind of, or like to take over the world. And that the god Zeus, I think it was in this story, um, split us in half because we were getting too powerful, basically. And okay, so I don't like understand the whole thing, so I won't say I believe in the whole thing, but what I do understand is that we have like another half, you know? And the reason why is a lot of things come to this world as pairs, except for like living things like animals, trees, humans, you know? Like we don't come in twos, but a lot of things come in twos, you know? Like fire and water, um, hot and cold, and things like that, you know? Like venom and an antidote. It's like kind of like that. So I believe that we have our other half. And also, like, if you think about it, this is pretty cute, but I don't know if it's like proven or anything. Obviously, I mean, I'm sure it's not. But so, you know how your heart is like half, it kind of looks like this? Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like this, you know, and somewhere in your body. Well, if like I think about it, I don't know if I saw this somewhere or I just thought of it. But so like it's like half of a heart, you know? Like the heart is a whole and half of a heart is a heart, is our human heart, you know? So maybe we were mixed with another heart that completed the heart. Cause why else? Cause why would a heart shape be like this when a heart is like kind of shaped like that, you know? So I believe if you put two hearts together, real human hearts, it makes one. And if you think about it, like when you really love something or someone, you want to be like fused to them. I heard there's a scary movie, like this movie about how it's two couples were like started to fuse together, and it was kind of scary. But like if you really love that person, would you really have a problem fusing with them? I don't know. But yeah, so that's what it said in the story, and that's why I kind of do believe it. And that's why I do think that there's like two kinds of love. So there's the love that's just like more surface level, or so there's like friendship love, family love, parent love, and then the real platonic love, like kind of like a soulmate. But I don't like to call it that because I know that on TikTok a lot of people say like that you have a soulmate and stuff like that, but they put it more different, you know? And I don't believe it to be like that surface leveled. Like someone will say everyone is their soulmate, you know? Like no, you have one soulmate. It's really hard to find them, maybe almost close to impossible. And if you do find them, then lucky you. But it's very hard to find them. And far from being hard to find them, it's hard to be with them. Because I do believe that in order to connect with the person that you love or the thing that you love, because I also believe that love is, it could be towards anything. It could be love for art, love for a career, love for a friend, or like, you know, love from man to woman, man to man, woman to woman. So love can be for anything. You just have to find out what or who you love. With that being said, you know how there's very few people who become really successful in different things like art or music or making movies, producing their art basically, or their career, or like their other person. You know, there's very few people who love, love, love. It's not common. Like, yes, you can have people who stay together forever, but the love kind of fades away. And I don't believe that to be true love, because I don't believe that true love fades away. Um, so yeah, and I believe that the path towards love is the most important thing. Oh. Because you grow, you learn, and you become whole yourself. So I believe to really love someone and not just like love them, but to truly give them like the world, you have to be a whole yourself, like, and it's a path. That's why okay, so let me tell you another thing. So in the end of the symposium, I think it's Socrates says something that one of his friends, which I did not write it down, his one of his women friends told him. Basically, it was that. Well, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna say exactly how it says on there. I put my own words into it, but it's very beautiful, and I think you'll understand it either way. But if you want to read it like from exactly like the source, I will link it down below. But anyway, so it starts somewhere like it's like the initiation of love, right? So you're basically have to be initiated to for love. And it's like the initiation not just for love, but for life, for happiness, for beauty, for everything. So the moment you fall in love, it's and not the simple kind of love, because like I said, there's love that people think is love, but it's really not love. And that's not the kind of love I'm talking about. I'm talking about real, true love. And before I start, I should mention this. The path to love requires growth. You have to be aligned. So you have to know who you are. And there's three things that I can tell you that you can do to find yourself and begin your journey to love, to real, real love. Because once you understand what real love is, you will understand so much. And not on like the scientific level, which you will go through scientific and stuff. Like you will go through a scientific phase sometimes, not everyone, but a lot of people will. And it's like more of something that people don't write down. It's not in any history book, any math book, any science book. It could be in a lot of books, but a lot of people don't get it like until you actually get it. You could read self help book after self help book and still don't understand what it's trying to tell you. So I'm going to try to simplify it from all the books that I've read and like the movies I've seen, the songs that I've heard. I'm gonna try to simplify it as much as I can, and hopefully you can understand what I'm trying to say. But so there's three things, or is it three or four? There's like three or four things that you can do to begin this journey of getting to know yourself first. Because how can you know who you love or what you love if you don't know who you are first, you know? So the first one, I'm gonna tell it to you like for you to do it tomorrow. Okay, so like you can start doing it tomorrow because it's more of like steps on what to do. If you can find like alternatives to what I'm gonna tell you, that's perfectly fine too. But you do need someone to follow this path. It's like, to become a doctor, you have to go to doctor school or medical school and do all those things. This is how to learn yourself. Okay? So, and if you can and you have the time, you can start by reading books that call your attention. But I'm going to play it out as I believe. So, so let's say you wake up today or tomorrow And this is what you're going to start doing every day and it's okay if some days you can't, but try to be consistent, you know, because consistency is more important than perfection. I know you've probably heard that a lot, but it's kind of hard to understand when you're lost. So just try to do it every day, and if you can't, it's okay. Okay? But anyway, so like the morning you start with writing. Why writing? And you can do one page, at least one page, but you can do up to 3 pages of just anything that's on your mind. So if you're like stressed about what you're gonna do next week for like work, or if you're stressed about what happened yesterday, what someone said, write all that down. Write it down. Get it out of your system. Get it out of your mind. That little voice that keeps you stressed is not good because it keeps you from doing things that are good for you. Okay? It like freezes you. It causes procrastination. It tells you to do more than you should or less than you should. So you have to write everything down. Kill that little snake in your head by writing everything down. After you write everything down and you've let it all out, so I guess you can also do this with someone you trust, but then you're putting it all on them, so it's not the best. You could do it on voice notes, videos. You can do like letting out videos. Just find a way to let everything in your mind out, okay? And after that, you're gonna try to do a workout. Either you walk, you work out, get on the treadmill, you play a sport, whatever doesn't sound tedious to you, whatever sounds doable, but that gets your heart racing, that gets you sweating a little bit. And do that for at least 10 minutes, okay? I don't do much. I do like 10 to 20 minutes a day. Whenever I feel like doing more, I do 30. It's very rare. I just start with 10 minutes. 10 minutes of like a Tabata workout, 10 minutes of a HIIT workout is fine. Jumping jacks for 5 minutes, and then the other 5 minutes you could do squats. Just anything that gets you that lets you get the anger out of your body. So first you get the anger out of your mind, then you get the anger out of your body, or the stress, like the stressfulness or the sadness, whatever it is that you need to get it out. That's how you're going to get it out. Okay, instead of getting mad at other people or taking it out on yourself, you're going to let it out. Okay, once you let all that out, you are, what's the next? Oh, yes, meditation. So once you're already done with your workout, whether it's like in your house, at the gym, in like a court, outside running at a park, you're gonna take 5 minutes, okay? 2 minutes if you can't. If you don't have 5 minutes, you're gonna take 2 minutes, and you're gonna sit where, if you're at a park, sit on the bench, quiet bench. It has to be quiet, okay? So this is why it's kind of easier if you do it in the morning before everyone wakes up, because it's quiet. You need absolute, or at least most quiet, you know? So sit in your car, sit on the mat, in the shower, on the bed, on the bench, and wherever it is that you are, sit and just try to clear your mind. Pretend that your thoughts are like all on a whiteboard and you're just gonna erase them, okay? You're erasing all of the thoughts and you're just gonna try to breathe and stay calm in your body, feel your body, hear what you're listening to, if it's the trees, if it's just pure quiet, if it's a train, try like a train, whatever it is, just listen, try not to think, erase the board, okay? And just sit there in peace and do it for at least 2 minutes, okay? At least 2 minutes. Try to erase everything. If you could do more, that's perfect. If you can't, it's fine. once you, okay, so this is like the steps you're doing. You're taking everything out of your mind. You are taking everything out of your body. Then you're going to try to center and relax and have quiet for at least 2 minutes, because this is going to help you to teach you how to clear your mind when you're in stressful situations or when you're thinking too much and you just need to clear your mind. This is what's going to teach you how to do it later on when you're in those situations. And then the last thing it was for the last thing you're going to do is read, listen to podcasts, or watch cute, good movies, or listen to good music. Okay? There's 4 things you can do. If you have a friend that's very positive, or if you have other ways of getting positivity into your mind, then go ahead and do those. But if you don't, YouTube is free. There's free podcasts, free audiobooks, free movies, and free music. So put on a song that makes you feel good. So if you're a girl and you're listening to like songs about like how guys treat women nowadays, like, oh, I just fuck F this B, or like I just, like all I care about is money. I don't care about bees, Don't listen to that kind of music unless you're a male and you don't want to put your attention on females, okay? But if you're a girl, don't listen to that kind of music because it will lower your vibes. And you need songs that are about loving women. Or if you're a man, listen to songs that are about loving men. Like not in that way, but like how to love yourself, Like Kevin Gates has some really good music. Um Ariana Grande, I think, has some good music. Coldplay, Imagine Dragons. Just there's endless people who have good music that you can listen to, and it will help you think better. So, okay, so this is the last step, and why is the last step? Or like books, like Think and Grow Rich, um, the Game of Life and How to Play It. So, okay, so the first step was letting everything out of your mind. I know I'm repeating this, but it's important. The second one is letting the anger out of your body. Okay, because we hold a lot of anger in our bodies. We hold the most anger in our minds. And then we need calm and peace to learn how to react when there's situations that, let me see if it's on. Okay. That trigger us or something. And the last one is to put in new information that will help you grow, because our mind is very repetitive. It likes cycles, so it likes to think over and over about the same thing. So if all we have is bad or negative thoughts in there, whether it's from our parents, ourselves, our friends, or not friends, or teachers, whatever it is, we need good thoughts to replace the negative thoughts we just wrote down and we just let out with the workout, right? So yeah, good books, good movies, good anything that has good words for you, for your specific self, your specific mission in this life. If you don't know what your mission is yet, just read self-help books, okay? I know that they're kind of dumb or not dumb, but a lot of people think they're dumb or that they don't work. But you have to keep doing it because the brain is like a muscle. It's like working out. It's not gonna work or show, and even in like the first year. You have to, or maybe in the first year, well, it's gonna improve for sure. It's like a workout, like I'm saying. You're gonna see little progress by the week, but you have to be consistent, and it's not gonna be like fast, okay? Because a lot of people think that they give up after like 1 month because they don't see progress. You have to keep going with this. Your brain is a muscle. You have to work it, okay? So yes, and this is gonna lead you. Let me add one more thing. Do the things that you like. At least once a day, do something that you like. It could be anything. If you are working really hard all day, take a seat and relax if that's what you like. If you don't like to relax and you want to go out for a walk, go take a walk. Whatever your body tells you that you want to do that has maybe been repressed or that maybe you think is a bad thing to do, go ahead and do it. It's okay. Everything is fine in this world in moderation. So if you need to go smoke, go take a smoke break, but don't take advantage of smoking. Don't use smoking to fill in a void that will not be able to be filled with smoking. And neither will it be filled with money or drinking or lusting or scrolling. You know, you have to do things in moderation. Okay? So, yes, do things you love in moderation. And yeah, and get back to whatever you're doing after that. And I promise you that you're gonna start to figure out who you are. Okay? Because a lot of us don't know who we are. I didn't know who I was like 4 years ago. I was just going with the with the flow. Okay? I was like an NPC basically. I did what other people were doing. I thought what other people were thinking. I I just lived like I didn't want to. I didn't even want to live, like for real. I was depressed. I did a lot of crazy things that I shouldn't have done. I've been through it all at my not so small age of 26. I've done it all. I've been through it all. I've been through pain. I've been through happiness. I've been through the fast life, the slow life. Been through everything, okay? And I didn't know who I was this whole time until I started to try to find out who I was. And it all started with reading and podcasts or music, because music, in a way, gives you a message that you have to love yourself, that you have to, and not all music. There's a lot of music that is not good for you. There's music that is good for you. You just have to know which one is for who. But anyway, once you're on your path, once you know who you are and you start figuring out who you are, you're going to like it. You're going to keep wanting more and more of it. You're going to keep wanting to be more you until you become so authentic that you're like nobody else in this world. And that's more of what we need, because there's so many people that are so alike in this world. Everyone has the same, and I'm not against any of this. It's like we're just trying to be beautiful. We're just trying to be loved, you know? But it's the wrong way to go with it. To trends, to do trends, to stay on like, like where everyone is at. That's not what we were not meant to be the same. If we were meant to be the same, we would all look the same. And we don't. We're all different. We all like different things. We all think different, you know? And we have to find who we are and build on who we are. Okay? So that's why it's so important to not listen to trends. Don't go with people who are just doing what everyone else is doing, okay? Because it's safe. It's a safe place to be in. But safe doesn't necessarily mean growth. It doesn't necessarily mean doing better. You know what I mean? And yeah, like if it's something that is in trend, but you think it's so like you love it, then go ahead and do it. But if you just are doing it because everyone else is doing it, don't do it. There's no point. Anyway, yeah. So to find love, to find true love, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for someone else or something else, you have to be on a path. It's like the Wizard of Oz path, They had to follow the path all the way to their destination. You have to follow your own path. Yes, you will get swayed away sometimes. Yes, you might fall. Yes, you might take the wrong turn sometimes. But as long as you go back to your path, there's no losing. You're just going to keep growing. You're just going to find your destination eventually, It's like I saw this in a movie. It said, so this, well, I'm not going to give all the details, but basically it said sometimes you think you're not on the right path when in fact you are. Sometimes the path is backwards, but you're still on path, you know? Like you can go back because you had to go back because you had to fix something that you hadn't seen before and you skipped it. So you might have to go back, fix it, and then keep going on your path, but you're still on your path and you're still on the right path. And once you start doing all this, you're going to start seeing synchronicities. You're going to start feeling like this world is made for you, which is what you're supposed to be feeling in the first place. This world was not meant for us to work so hard every single day, and then one day, before we even know it, we die. You know, we die. We never had fun. We never did the things we loved. We never found the love of our life. We never found ourselves. We never loved ourselves. That's not what we came here for. You think God made this entire universe for us to work like machines and die? Yeah, I don't think so. He made it for us to enjoy it. And when you're on your path, you're going to understand what I'm trying to say. Because when you're on your path, you're going to literally see in rose colored glasses. I know, as dumb as that sounds, or as delusional as that sounds, that's how it works, okay? You're going to start seeing heart shaped clouds. You're going to start meeting people who are interested in the same things you are. You're going to start meeting people who are kind to you. And this is another thing, try not to judge people too much, okay? Because sometimes when you put intention into something, it's like witchcraft, okay? If you put intention into something, it's it's gonna go that way. So if you believe someone is so evil or someone is gonna be ruining your day, it's gonna happen eventually, you know? So try to see the best in people. Try to see the kid in them, you know? That's what I do. I try to see, like, and it's not even on purpose that I do it. Ever since I was a kid, I see people, but I don't see them as they are. I see them as who they were as a kid. And I know a lot of people change and become either worse or better, but I see them as that innocent kid who just wants to live life and either didn't have the chance to because of their circumstances or because of their own mind, you know? Because sometimes we imprison ourselves in our own minds. And what are we going to see in the outside world? The prison that we have ourselves in, whether it's from our parents. And that's why it's so important to either do therapy or do it on yourself. To what I'm telling you, the 4 steps that I told you, do those and you will be a changed person. It's not easy, but it's easier than drowning yourself in substances, hating people, being angry towards people. Anyway, I don't remember exactly where I was at. Oh, yeah. Um, So yeah, instead of being angry at people, we need to work on ourselves. That's the only way. Because as long as we're mad, we're gonna keep seeing mad people. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing. Anyway, once you find out who you are and what you love, um, you're not gonna have to look for it. You're not gonna have to look for love. You're not gonna have to look for anything. Once you know who you are and you start being who you are, you're gonna become like a magnet, literally a magnet. You're gonna start attracting all the beautiful things or whatever it is that you like, you know, you're gonna start attracting it. You're gonna attract the love of your life. You're gonna attract all the money that you need. You're gonna attract all the beautiful things like furniture that you like, cars that you like, a home that you like, clothes that you like. It's gonna start just coming to you like a magnet. Because in this world, when we're not aligned, our everything that we want basically like flies away from us. You know, it's like repelling. But once we start becoming who we really are and what we really like, it's going to start coming together like a magnet. You're not going to be able to keep it away because it's authenticity is so powerful, right? You know how they say that authenticity is the most powerful energy? Well, that is why, because it basically attracts. It's like a magnet, you know? It doesn't repel, it attracts. So anyway, once you know who you are and you're gonna figure out what you love. Okay, it's gonna either appear to you through a dream, through music, through voice, through art, through something, through someone. Okay, it's gonna appear to you. Either you're just gonna know it with this crazy gut feeling in your stomach that's gonna make you want to feel sick. Okay, and not the ugly kind of sick, a beautiful kind of sick, a sick that it feels like you're. And maybe this is why they make roller coasters and stuff, because it feels like that. It feels like a crazy thing in your stomach. Okay, and you're gonna know that it's yours. Once you know that it's yours, you're just gonna want more of it, and you're gonna keep being more authentic. You're gonna become better by the day, by the minute, and not even forcefully, but genuinely in alignment. Okay. So anyway, where was I at? So yeah. So once you figure out like the love towards your person or subject, it will become stronger, leading to the love of mind and soul or energy and or like spirit, you know? So you're gonna be so in love with that the idea, the person, the feeling, their their badness, their goodness, their everything, you know, everything about them, you're gonna be like, I want that, you know, I wanna crawl into your skin and to be there forever. Okay? That's how crazy it's gonna be. Or if it's like writing or art, you're gonna want to do it so strongly that it's just gonna call you and you just want to be writing, you know, or you just want to be doing the art, or you just want to be, you know what I mean. You're gonna be so focused on it because it's your path. It's yours, and you're gonna recognize it and you're gonna know it. Okay? It's gonna be like a magnet, I'm telling you. And once you are in that like space, it's going to lead you to philosophy if you're not already in the philosophy, because it's going to lead you to philosophy. It's going to lead you to wanting to learn more, to not only understand more, but to learn yourself more, to become a better person. Okay? And from there, you're going to learn like all the universal laws, all the metaphysics, because this world is metaphysical. Okay? A floating rock on space is not logic. It's not logical. We're metaphysical. We are in a dream world where all of our dreams can become true. And